All right, well, what is up, everybody? Keith, aka Guys 231. It is Thursday, January 28th, here for an early edition of the Starting Five. Afternoon is kind of booked up for me personally, so just want to get this out there. And, you know, it's the NBA, so you can never say that there, isn't going to be unexpected news. But looking at the slate, like, I see one potential thing I'm somewhat like planning for in my builds and just in the back of my mind is that I do think there's a really, really strong chance that LeBron or AD are going to sit tonight. I'd be shocked if they both sat. I think they'll pick one of the two. But obviously, I'm just going to preface this and I'm only going to put like four here because in my head, I'm going, one of those two is like they said, it's 3rd and 4, game versus Detroit where they should win. They just played a really, really intense game last night versus Philly. And they're just not been sitting. Like they talked about before the season, really trying to manage the minutes of LeBron and AD. Like the regular season doesn't matter to the Lakers. They're going to be like a top 2-3 seed. I don't think that it really matters to them that much if they're the 1 seed or the 2 seed. So, really just trying to manage these guys. Like you look at the schedule of so many teams, I normally always do checks. Like I want to make sure that I'm not like the third and 4 nights, right? And almost everybody's getting these. And like a guy I was checking, Bam Adebayo, I knew it was the 3rd and 4, but the last 3rd and 4 that he had, and I'll bring it up here in a second, I think he dropped like 41 real points versus Brooklyn. So, younger guys, they're not doing a ton of other stuff. I'm assuming that the coaches are really, really trying to be careful in the days off and not having them run too much. And it's opening up that we just got to kind of have to accept the schedule as it is. All right, so all that said, quick reminder, bottom right of the screen, subscribe button, please hit it. Really helps. Can't thank everybody enough for as many subscriptions as we're getting. We still have over half of you that are out there watching have not subscribed to the channel. Promise, it's a good decision on your part. It doesn't cost you anything. You get notified when all the content comes up: NHL, soccer, NBA, PGA, tons of NFL, Super Bowl stuff coming up. So hit that subscribe button. Promise you will not regret it. All right, let's go in the starting five. We're just gonna go top to bottom. I'm gonna start with Terrence Mann. So I got the Clippers. I was on here Tuesday. I could have gotten the Clippers like more wrong probably. And then the last video, I mentioned how much I disliked Reggie Jackson at 6,800. He drops 50. Marcus Morris being most underpriced and his minutes don't go. But the one thing I did get right was saying that I really like Terrence Mann if he got the start. Rewarded us, was in a core play for FSI. We actually still did well that night. That was cool. Despite not having Reggie, Keats, decided that he was going to go anti me and play Reggie Jackson on DK and crushed. But I'll just say this: Reggie Jackson on FanDuel's 5,000 still, so he's a lock and load. 7,000 probably still not going to be on this slate. But Terrence Mann 5,400, 34 minutes. I love Terrence Mann. Even back to watching him at FSU, is just very, very active. Love that Agardas can get us 9 rebounds. Only took 8 shots, but the peripherals is what you're after. I think he actually got a little unlucky to only have 1 assist. 31 and a quarter DK points. Decently soft matchup versus Miami's backcourt tonight. Look, we're going to get 34 minutes, sub 6K, and he's shooting guard eligible on the slate. I think I'm going to lock that in. So Terrence Mann is number 1. Carmelo Anthony, cover of this video. Just absolutely love Melo here. Mentioned him. We were all over him last slate in a revenge game against OKC. This is the Melo revenge tour. Now he gets Houston tonight. Look, going to take 21 shots, 35 minutes. We know Melo, no matter how hot or cold he starts, is not going to shy away from more shots. So just lock and load. I think he's going to be super chalk across the industry. I saw on like the little YouTube feed as I was getting in to get recording set. I already saw like 2 other videos out there with Melo on the cover. I'm like, oh, well, at least I have a unique cover today. But, he's going to be chalk for a good reason. Love Melo. I think he's only 5,100 on FanDuel, so lock him in there too. Carmelo Anthony, let's see if he can like hoist 30 shots. Melo, I dare you. Take 30 shots tonight. Let's go. All right. Actually, I guess Cantor's down here. Love Bam Adebayo tonight. Was a disappointment last night versus Denver. I know a lot of people were on him. We were not, fortunately. But here's the thing. I was about to say, as long as Hero and Dragic are out, I don't think it matters to me. This is a really, really nice matchup versus Ibaka. Ibaka, is dangerous against the rim, but he's not the defender he once was. LA, just struggles on the boards, struggles inside. I think Bam is just such a unique player. He's playing even a lot of point. I think he still might end up doing it a lot with Dragic or Harrow on. So you get double upside with the assists. He's probably going to drop a triple double in the next like month or so, or maybe before Jimmy gets back. The last 3rd and 4 I mentioned was that game versus Brooklyn, where he 38 minutes, 20 shots, was that 5 rebounds, 9 assists, 41 real points, 62.75. So I think we can eliminate the whole concern about 3rd and 4. I just love the matchup tonight. I'll just say this about Bam. Center is kind of loaded. There's so much of me that wants to go back to Ayton after he disappointed last night versus Golden State. I think it's a matchup that he can just mash. So I may do some rotation. You'll see Cantor down here. I'll go over that in a second. But I'm likely, when I'm running multiple lineups, going to be rotating the centers around Ayton, Bam, and Enes Kanter. And then there's part of me too, Plumlee at 4,800. It's just way underpriced too. I think that this is a 2 center night on DraftKings. I'm going to be really interested if people start rolling some lineups out that don't have center at util. That I'm like 99% sure that will be almost all the lineups I make are 2 center lineups. So just keep that in mind. But Bam, love him. But I'll just say this. I think I mentioned this before. One thing I'm just consistently thinking about with my NBA building is positional scarcity. So I think so often, and this is my own problem, and maybe you have this too, but I fall in love with a player, right? I'm like, oh my God, I can't fade Steph Curry tonight. He's going to go off. Well, let's say he's 9,500 and he gets 50 or 55. That's fantastic. He hit value, came close to a ceiling game. Great. But to get him, I passed up, 2 amazing point guard or guard values, or somebody I could plug in utility, when in reality I could have played, just random example, DeLon Wright for 5,600 in that spot, and he gets me 35 or 40. It's still similar, 6x, 7x types of upside. But now instead of punting off, Solomon Hill at small forward, the night that he played 37 minutes, or somebody like that, now I'm able to get somebody that gives me similar upside and not as weak of a floor. So that's just something I'm thinking about. So as much as I love Bam, starting 5 for me right now is in all my holders. I'm very okay, even though I love him and think he can go off. I'm very okay if I need that 2K to get better construction to, go down to Ayton or somewhere like that, or Plumlee, that type of deal to make it happen. All right. Sorry for the tangent. I hope that helps, or at least that's a thought. Leave the comments if you want me to talk more on it. I'm always checking my phone for notifications and glad to answer. All right. Final part of the starting 5, and then I'll just, 4th player, but I'll mention the 5th again here in a second. And it's Cantor. So Keats was all over this last game. I chickened out and didn't do it. But with Robert Covington out, it was also going to be playing a lot more Enes Kanter because Covington was playing some small ball 5 for them. And they don't entirely trust Harry Giles yet. So I think Enes Kanter, if no matter the price, 7,100 for Enes Kanter isn't awesome. Except if Enes Kanter plays 32 minutes or plays even 30 minutes, especially versus Christian Wood, who's just now back, who's been terrible defensively. It's much fun as he is to watch and13 He's so bad on the defensive end. Then the other interior presence they have is PJ Tucker, who Enes Kanter is 7 inches taller than. So 13 points, 23 boards last game. Revenge game for him for OKC. So maybe he doesn't get after the boards as much. But look, Enes Kanter knows that his opportunities are limited in this league. He's found himself more often than not, on the wrong end of minutes and opportunity. So look, he's going to squeeze this for everything he has. I think you're going to see him go really hard. And 7,100, I just love the upside. I think we legitimately have chance at 50 again. So I love him. All right, I'm only giving you 4. Like I mentioned, I really am saving space that LeBron or AD are out. There's 2 guys that would benefit if either guy's out, in my opinion. That would be Dennis Schroeder, and especially this LeBron. Dennis Schroeder's on the ball a ton. And then the other one would be Kyle Kuzma, who I think would likely see upticks, especially in shots and minutes, no matter which guy is out. The other one, YOLO play, if LeBron's gone, is Horton Tucker at 3,100. Fills a small forward spot too. If you give him 20 minutes, I think that you have a really good chance of 6 to 7x, and makes your lineups really fun. You can fit like a Lillard pretty easily that way. So, save spot, save your ideas on your rosters that could happen, and it should be a good night. So guys, thanks so much for watching. Once again, keep Gator Guy 231. See you.